Hello and what's up my friends, Thunderbob here, and tonight we are going to be checking out a new VR game. This is Just Hoops Arcade Basketball, and this is definitely arcadey, very much like the game you played, Dave and Buster's. It has just basic arcade basketball, and then a ton of other varieties which we're going to get into in this video, and I'm going to show you kind of what's available here, the different types of levels you can expect, multiplayer, and whatnot. But let's jump right in and take a look at this. Alright, from the main menu here, you've got levels, which is where you can go and play individual single levels. You can do a whole series, like a theme of levels, and have high scores against other players. There's also multiplayer available, 1 versus 1, or creating and joining with your friends. I have not been able to join a random game. I haven't also been playing at peak hours, but unfortunately I have not been able to join with anyone. You can create an avatar, and you can also mess around with this experimental hand tracking. I have not had much success. I have seen reviews where people got it working. There are a bunch of different environments, and also mixed reality, which is available. I am running on the Quest 2 here, so mixed reality is not available to me. But you've got kind of like a Jurassic Park inspired level, a neon, like almost cyberpunk-ish, and then you're just default, like you're in an arcade, kind of a simplistic Dave and Buster's kind of setting. I like this setting actually because I'm a big arcade player myself. Alright, next up I want to show you the variety of levels, and this is kind of where the game actually gets a little interesting. There are a ton of different levels available, and we'll jump right in here. You got kind of like your basic, just beginner arcade kind of, and each of these has like 10 different types under each header. There's about 50 different types, and some of these, like the backboard moving, some of them you're playing like on a full-size basketball court. Like here's just your traditional hoops, and we'll go through just a handful of these. Controls are pretty smooth. You see like a little, like almost like a funnel come out of my hand. That's how the ball like comes to you, like you grip and it like gets sucked to your hand, and overall it feels pretty natural, though I've run into a few issues. Like I'll cycle through a couple of the games here and just talk over it. And you know, if we go a little bit deeper, you can get to like slightly more complex levels, all the way to like really crazy complex levels. Like here's one where you've got 2 backboards that are moving around, and as you get repetitive points, you get like a multiplier. So like the more you get in, the higher your multiplier is. That if you miss, your multiplier resets. It gives you kind of like some a little bit of strategy, a little bit of like high score chasing, Tony Hawk kind of, like, you know, if you can get your combos up, you get a really high score. One thing I'll mention is sometimes the controls feel a little inconsistent. Like on that first level, which is like a traditional like arcade basketball game, in this one, I feel like I can hit the basket pretty reliably. Like I'm not hitting every shot, but I'm hitting a decent percentage of them. And then sometimes I'll play another mini game, and it feels like the angle of the ball or the physics, the gravity, something just feels off. And it's like it takes me a little while, and then suddenly like it clicks and I can, you know, hit the basket again. But I don't know if each level maybe has slightly different mechanics in the background, and I don't really love that. I wish it was consistent, because there are times where I'll jump in one and I'll show you. Let's see, which one do we want to try? Yeah, this one is a fairly simplistic one, but one that I was having a ton of issues with. So there's just like a ball, and I just got to hit it in that basket right there. And I feel like I am not putting any less pressure than I was before, but like I don't know if these are just heavier balls, like maybe they're simulating like a basketball has a certain weight and these are like rocks. But like I cannot get it in that hoop very easily, and I feel like I'm putting like the same kind of pressure as I was in the other game. And then we'll just jump into another game here, because I was terrible at that. But you got some interesting ones, like this is like a ghostly basketball hoop. You'll see there's 4 hoops, and some of them like go invisible, and when they're invisible, your ball like will go right through it and it won't score you any points. So you have to like right there. I didn't realize it when I was playing initially, but you won't get any points if you're shooting at the invisible ones. You have to go for the ones that are materialized. So like there are just a ton of variety of different games here, and I'm a big arcade fan. Like I'm more of a arcade cabinet fan, but I still love these like basketball. And there's another Purehead Arcade comes to mind that has like just 1,000 different Dave and Buster style arcade games. I just love that, and this has a good variety of basketball, inspired games in particular. So if you like basketball arcade games, this is like the biggest pack of them I've ever seen. And the majority of them I have enjoyed that I've played, though like I said, a few of them have been a little wonky with the physics, and you kind of got to shoot for a couple of minutes, maybe restart and do it again, and suddenly it'll click. I wish it was a little more consistent in that regard. And while it is all basketball, there are some that are inspired by other games. Like this is basically like whack-a-mole, except you're throwing like, I don't know, it's like lamb chops at these dinosaurs. And this is another one where like I got in here and suddenly the ball physics were like wonky as hell. Like you see how it like arcs downwards, and then within a couple of shots it kind of clicks. But like, I don't know if that's just me, or if some of the levels really do have different physics. That's what it feels like. But once you kind of get there's the sweet spot, and then you hit them all, and then if I restart the level, it's pretty easy. But it feels like it should be consistent between levels. Be my only real complaint. Overall, though, it's fun. There's a ton of like different arcade-inspired mini games. Things from like whack-a-mole here. There's like a Galaga kind of game. Here, we'll jump to that one next, actually. Here's Invaders, which is like kind of feels like a Galaga-esque. You have these like robot things, and if you hit them but don't make the shot, they'll explode, and I don't think you can score points after that. But if you get the ball inside of the hoop, which I'm not having much luck here, that hoop will like disappear, and then more will spawn, and like you can actually get it into the goddamn hoop. I suck at basketball, apparently. There we go. So you see I got both of those, and they both disappeared. And then, like, new ones will come in after a while. It's a lot of, yeah, there's some new ones coming in. So, like, they all play very, very different. And some of them are, like real basketball. Like, you got Around the World, like, almost like a horse-style game. And I was having some trouble in this one in particular, and I'll show you in some of the shots here. You know, in basketball, I kind of pull my hand back, and you see how it goes from green to red? It's like, if you let go of the grip, it stops, like, suctioning it to your hand, and that's when it turns red. But I was finding, if I didn't hold the grip really, really tight when I'm doing these, like, big basketball games, like, the ball would just roll off of my hand because, like, I've lost my grip. And I don't know if that's an issue with my controller in particular. Again, I'm using Quest 2 and the Quest 2 controller. If anyone's had that issue, but, like, if I didn't grip really, really tightly, then sometimes it just would roll out of my hand, and it's kind of hard to consistently make that work. But yeah, this is, it's a fun little package. It's only $14.99, and I've actually, there's a code in the description of the video in the comments below you can use to get 25% off if you'd like. I'll get a kickback, but it just lets me buy more games to cover on the channel. And there is just a huge variety of mini games here, so if you are a fan of like arcade basketball and you're looking for a VR version of that, and you're looking for one that has just a ton of variety, this is probably up your alley. There's also multiplayer, playing with friends. Yeah, it's not a bad price, and seems to be a lot of fun to be had if this is your thing. But I'm going to sign off here. If you did enjoy the video, please like, subscribe, drop me a comment, and thank you for watching, everyone.